All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome. Is that SPRB going again? I didn't look at it again this morning. Shit. What's it at? SPRB. Okay. Oh. Whoa. It looks like a small move until you realize the numbers on the right side. 175 to 360 in a single candle. Jesus. What the hell? Data Dad. Yesterday was mass for me up 440,000. Swing portfolio. Damn. Yeah, I mean, this has got to be one of the most advantageous stock market moments in some time, for sure, hands down. This rally on the semis, on some of the small caps, the energy names, has been a lot of money out there. A lot of money. Lots. So, congrats to those that have taken a piece. All right. Yeah, that's my drawing behind today. I wrote Akko out and it looked like a Jeep, like the front of a Jeep. So I made myself a Jeep today. 19% on Akko yesterday. Nice job, Jennifer. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. So today, looking like another, right now at least, looking like another higher low situation. Higher low, more upside type of situation. We'll see what it brings. But right now, key levels on the market held. Once again, we have a new Monday low that has been established that we are going to look at today. Very clear on the futures and the SPY and Qs. So levels are very nice. They continue to be very nice. Structure is definitely still intact. And hey, we keep trading it as long as it's intact. So not much craziness yesterday. A little bit of consolidation after that big move. What did we get? Partial gap fill on the Qs. We think we got a full gap fill just about on the SPY. So again, big gap ups resulting in gap fills. That's nothing new to us here on the channel. If you are paying attention and you have some kind of self-control. I did not take a single trade yesterday. That is, well, I guess I took a swing trade at the end of the day. So I guess you could say I did take one. But no day trades for me yesterday, just closing Aklo and getting the hell out. It was a very nice day as the market sort of just slid lower to the gap fill, which, again, you can see today is meaningless because you're basically back at all-time highs here in the pre-market. So this is the same thing we talk about all the time. You gap up. The intraday is typically a gap down, or not a gap down. It's a slide lower to fill that gap. And if you're long too early, you get to watch it go back up after the gap is filled, right? So when you have a pre-market gap up, you wait for the gap to get filled. It's that simple, right? That's just the way you're gonna have to remember that. That's what it is. It does it every time. What a move on APP. Yeah, wild downside on that news. I don't know how long that holds it down. That probably gets shrugged off, to be honest. We'll see what the SEC's up to over there. Interesting there, margin. Maybe some opportunity to be paying attention to. All right, let's do it. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. And let's jump in. Let's make it another beautiful day. So moving over. We'll get Liam at the end of the stream because today is his last day, guys. Last day for our buddy. No mas. His parents come pick him up today. Let me turn that light off behind me. It's super bright. There we go. Okay. pulled up here. Bear with me. Bear with me. Okay. All right. So let's start on the NASDAQ futures. When I take a swing trade, I always, if it's a swing trade I want to try to stay very patient on, I'll take in the money. Just so I'm not as affected by the option Greeks. If I'm in the money, if I'm not, staying in the money is definitely where you want to stay. If you want to trade, you want to hold something. It's very difficult to hold something that's out of the money. I would not recommend it. So I would say in the money. Typically what I'll do is whatever my stop loss is the strike I'll take, right? So let's say I have a stop loss on, let's say Tesla, all right? Let's say I want to take a swing trade on Tesla today and my stop loss would be under 445. I would take the 445 calls. So pretty much the entire time that it is trading and above my stop, I stay in the money. When I go out of the money, that's where I stop out. That's what I like to do. All right. Anyways, so NASDAQ futures. So again, yesterday we get a pullback and a hold and a level that I did not have. Excuse me. A little bit tired this morning. A little bit of a yawn. Didn't have this level. I did have the Friday high day, which is right here. And I did have did I have the Wednesday, the Thursday? Yeah, Thursday high day, the Friday high day. I had that area. I did not have the Monday lows because there's really nothing there, but we can see that a Monday low day has been established. So putting that on the charts today, that's a very clear spot. You can see this low day from yesterday, which was that same as that pre-market high. We have this pre-market shelf right here that did go ahead and hold yesterday around 25,108. So I went ahead and I put a level there today at the Monday lows. That's going to be an important level throughout the rest of the week, right? Are we holding above the Monday's lows? That's going to be very key. That's 25,108. You can see here, end of day, we held above Monday's lows. You can see here in the pre-market, we held above Monday's lows. So for me, as long as you're above Monday's lows, and honestly, now that you're holding above this Friday high, this is all a very interesting demand zone to me, right? All in here. 25,108, 25,170. It's about a 60-point zone on the NASDAQ futures that you can see every time you came into it. Bought up, bought up, bought up. All right? So for me, that's a demand zone. And so that's going to be the zone that I would look for opportunity back to the upside. And I would definitely not be shorting back into the Monday lows. And I would definitely not be shorting into Friday high day. So no shorts into that zone. If you break under Monday's lows, then I think you will see a little bit of slippage back towards this Friday low right in here and this Thursday low here, right? So back to our 25,026, 24,975. That's if you break below yesterday's low a day. So pretty clear now, right? Pretty clear now to know if you want to stay on the upside or the downside. You're basically just watching yesterday's low a day. If you stay above yesterday's low a day, there's no reason to look for downside, in my opinion. If you break under yesterday's lows, then there's a very clear reason to look for downside. So that is a very nice spot that the NASDAQ has developed for us, and that is now definitely on my charts throughout the rest of the week. 25,108 on the NASDAQ futures. Very clear. Upside supplies, pretty much right up into our 25,250, 25,240, which is basically just the pre-market high from yesterday, which was the high a day as well yesterday as well. So pretty much just a double top high at the pre-market high right here from around 8 o'clock. And again, a rejection right there intraday. So really clear. What's our channel today? Monday's lows, Monday's highs. Guess what? You're inside of yesterday's trading range. So just be aware of that. This is yesterday's trading range. And as long as you're inside of that, you should expect volatility back and forth. If you get under Monday's lows, you move lower. If you get over yesterday's highs, Monday's highs, you move higher. All right, very clear. Okay, QQQ, same thing. You can see right here, the Monday low day was established at 606. This was also some previous highs over here at 606, which held nicely. You can see we're still holding over 606. So there is no reason to look short if the market is holding over 606. If you break 606, where do you go? You go gap fill. This would be a beautiful gap fill right here. Under 606 into 603. That's a 3-point downside move for a gap fill trade. That would be a beautiful look today to the downside. But that is only if you break 606. That is not, oh, I'm going to short here and hope it breaks these lows. That is not what that is, because that's just going to do that for you. What you need to see is an actual break under the Monday's low, 606, for the gap fill into 603 for a nice 3-point downside move. That could be great. That could be great. What did Google do? It's going down? No, it's fine. Let's see what is that? Is that even a real candle? We'll see what happens with that one. Yeah, I got a little Google action overnight. Did we get news on Google? QQQ. So, 606, under 606 into 603, that could be very nice. But if you hold over 606, then you're going higher into the 609. We'll see what happens inside that yesterday channel. S&P 500, pretty much just a very tight channel. I mean, this one is really tight. Really defined, very clean on the ES. Take a look at this. 67, 66, 67, 69, right in there, 67, 70. Very clear previous highs, previous highs, previous highs, into lows, into lows, into lows, into lows, right? This is super, super clear right here. I took off the 6780. I don't like how it's reacting. When something doesn't react as clean as I like, I take it off my charts. And it is very clear that the 6780 just did not really give any clear reactions yesterday. You can see it just sort of trading inside, just sort of going in and out of it. I don't like that, so I took it off my charts. And I established the 6770, 6766 area here, which is very clear low. You break that, you go into Friday lows. You break that, you go down to our 6744. But for now, you can see this is a pretty damn clear channel on the ES. That is about as clean as it gets. 6,800 on the dot, down to 6,770. This is a 30-point trading range on the ES that I would be a little bit careful of on the intraday. SPY, same thing, 669.50 to 672, 673. You can see a very clear Friday high, yesterday high, Friday lows, yesterday lows, and there's your very clear channel. So probably want to get it outside of that to get any kind of real continuation today. The pullback long levels are still very much intact. The key demand down here is still very much intact. We continue to sort of grind higher here. But today you can very clearly see the range, right? Between the Friday high, Friday low, yesterday high, yesterday low, and we're still within that exact same range. So you really want to see this thing get a break and hold above these highs for that next leg higher. Okay. IWM, really clear at 246. That would be something I'd be watching today. You are now holding over that 246. That is the previous all-time high. You do have these rejections here at 248 to be a little bit careful of. You also have this high right here that I need to mark out, 247.18. So I'll keep that on the charts a little bit. But this 246 hold is very nice. If we can get a hold over that, take a look at this hourly chart. Previous major highs, 246. That could be great for the IWM. Look to see if that holds today. If that fails, then we're moving lower. Dow Jones pulled right back to the level we talked about, guys. Right to it. What did we talk about on the Dow? This pullback being the best look. Highs, 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 highs. Look at this. Right to it. So this is very interesting on the Dow today. Does the Dow turn these previous highs into lows? Storm Leroy. Damn. Thank you, Leroy. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man, so much. Yeah, hopefully again, like I say to everyone, pretty much that donates, and Eunice, especially Eunice. I hope it's coming from a place of profit from some of the education and calls we have on the live stream, man. That's all I can hope. So I appreciate that, Leroy. Previous highs into lows, Dow Jones, watch this downtrend. If this thing breaks this downtrend, you're going higher. Very nice watch. SMH, this thing doesn't look like it wants to give up. It does not look like it wants to give up. This thing is still on fire. Look at this thing again. New holds at 343. Pull back to 340 would be great if we can get it. I don't know if we will, but would be nice to get a pullback to 340. For now, we're holding 343, 340. If we get over 346.84, if we get over 348.53 highs, I mean, this thing's continuing higher. So, ideally, pullbacks to 340 just to get one of these. But, I mean, this thing is just rampant. Rampant. Okay. Let's jump into some individual equities. If you guys could, please press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, we got 2,000 people, 600 likes. Again, that's terrible. Please press the like button. Tesla. All I care about on Tesla today is 445 to 450. That's all I care about. There's nothing else that matters to me. Does it hold this zone? This is massively important. Tesla has some kind of announcement coming today. I don't know what time it's supposed to come out. If anyone knows, let me know. But holding 445, 450 is so important today. I mean, this really could set up the next big long on Tesla if this holds. If this holds and the market likes whatever it has to say, Tesla has to say, a hold and reclaim back above these highs, the high that smoked this thing on Friday, that probably put a lot of shorts that are swinging it under a lot of pressure. Yeah, man, if you hold back above 445, 450, this is going higher. No doubt about it. Look to see how this holds today. If you see a very strong reaction in here, I would 100% trust that. I'm going to trust it. If I see this hold today, I'm longing Tesla. Simply put. We'll see if it holds. NVIDIA. I would definitely keep an eye on NVIDIA still. This is definitely still an interesting watch. You have pulled back to the exact previous highs, and you are still holding them. That is very interesting still. If NVIDIA can clear out this previous hourly high right here and not fail on a head and shoulder, right? And if it reclaims this, this would be your long right here. So I would definitely be watching to see if NVIDIA can get back over 187.35. If it does that and holds, then I would look for that upside. That's definitely interesting to me today. Unless it gets weak, we'll see. We'll see if semis weaken, but if they're strong, that's what I'm watching. AMD, hard for me to take anything on this. I still think this is a really, I mean, AMD up 30-something% in a single day is sort of ridiculous. I'm a little bit cautious of trading this, but we'll see. You definitely need a hold back over 213, 214.81. These are some daily, major daily highs here. So I'll show you where this comes from. You go all the way back. Once upon a time on AMD, you have this major daily high right here. This daily high and this daily high. See these two daily highs right here? That rejected AMD. That's 213.83, 214.81. And if you look at yesterday's price action, you can see that that is exactly where you failed underneath, right here. So, for me, I need to see us back above this, or I'm not trading AMD. If we can get back above that, then I would be more interested to potentially look to long this again on a reclaim ripper. But for now, you can maybe try it off 211. I'm not that confident in that into these highs. But you could try 211 if you want. It is holding our 201, 205 zone right in here. It's definitely starting to see some demand establish. This is still the best pullback. I need it over 214.81 personally. Okay, Broadcom, nothing until it's over the daily 20 for me. This is a nothing trade until it's over the daily 20. TSM has been the in my opinion strongest semi. Obviously not minus AMD news, but overall without news, this has been the strongest semiconductor by a mile. Look at this thing. Yeah, this is ridiculous that I haven't been catching a piece of this. This thing is unbelievable. So TSM needs to be focused on way more. This stock is simply beautiful, honestly, when it trades intraday as well. 296 previous highs. Look at that break. You're now establishing a hold over 302. This is an area that you do want to see get filled eventually back to 296. That would be a A+++ long right here at 296. Pullback longs 302 could be interesting if we can get that. Deeper to 296 would be incredible. If you just hold over yesterday's highs at 307.37, you're going higher. This thing is beautiful. 307.37 over this high, you're going higher. Pull back to 302, possible long. Pull back to 296, very, very possible long. Very nice. Watching TSM today. MU, I would say 190, 192 zone right here. Look to see if that holds on a pullback. Deeper pullback here would be A+ right here. 186, these highs. And if you break that, then you probably get a little bit more. But these are the two levels I'd watch. TSM looks incredible. Qualcomm is okay. It's just a slow mover, but 168 is pretty nice on Qualcomm. You can see it's trying to make a higher low. See this higher low action? Previous lows, previous highs, new lows, right? This is your structure, your structure, your structure. So break, retest, long, 168, still there. It's still there. SMCI possibly going for the full gap fill today. SMCI is holding perfectly over these 4-hour highs. See these 4-hour highs right here? It's 54.18. Let me show you what 54.18 is doing this morning. Let's go to the 1-minute chart. Look at 54.18 all day yesterday. Exactly 54.18. That's not a coincidence. So 54.18, 4-hour highs back from July, is the exact low that you held all day yesterday. That is not a coincidence. So if that holds, you're going higher. Pretty simple. If this holds, you're going higher. Full gap fills 56.79. I think that's it for the semis. MRVL's job done. This thing did exactly what we talked about. I mean, this was perfection, honestly. MRVL holding the daily 200, turning these highs into new lows, and targeting the 92 gap fill. Perfect. Perfect. Job done. Holding over the 200 SMA, turning these highs into lows. Here's your structure. Here's your structure. This is perfection. So, MRVL, beautiful. Perfection. Done. It's over. Trade's over. It's up into the 92. That was the target. This is where it could reject. And now you wait to see what happens at 92. That's really it. Now you see what happens at 92. Maybe it holds above it. Maybe it holds above it. Okay. EV credit, I mean, they're giving discounts on the leases, so they're basically just providing the EV credit themselves now. So I don't know. It could be good, could be bad. Okay. What else do I want to look at? I want to look at Apple. Nothing for me here. This stock's over for me today. Not interested. Still under all-time highs. I'm not going to long it into all-time highs, so that's a no-go. Amazon, very interesting. Very interesting. This needs to be hawked. You guys need to keep this on your charts, man. Seriously. You got the NASDAQ at all-time highs. You got Amazon off around 10% off all-time highs. You also have Amazon sitting at a 200 SMA. A 200 SMA that lines up with a major weekly level here. This is the weekly chart. You can see weekly highs, weekly lows, weekly highs, weekly lows, weekly lows. You're now holding this for 3 weeks in a row. The last time you came down to this level, you moved to the upside. This is also the 200 SMA on Amazon. You can see right here, previous highs, into lows. Here's your lows, 200 SMA, holding up price action. If this thing gets over 225, this is absolutely going higher. This is a top watch for me. Top. This is a nice consolidation for now. You can see it's building, consolidating. If you can break out of this structure, reclaim the daily 20, this thing is going to rip. I am for sure watching this. For sure. Definitely keep an eye on Amazon. Let's see if it can wake up. Don't lose sight of that one. Google, also interesting. However, Google's going lower this morning for something. I'm not sure if there was news. Don't see anything. So I maybe just shrug that off. Google, you can see right here, not Amazon. Nice daily chart. Really nice looking daily chart. I'd like to see this continue to hold the daily 20 SMA. As long as this continues to hold the daily 20, I want to continue to stay long this name. I really like this pullback. I think this is a very interesting pullback. Very nice, slow pullback back into this demand low, holding back over the daily 20. Big breakout on the daily, nice downtrend break. I really like the look of this one, man. I would like to see it hold over this 250 area, but I'm okay with it moving slightly lower than that. Let me see if I can find... It's a little bit sloppy over here. It's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect over here. It looks like this 248 low, right around this 248. Honestly, it's anything above the daily 20 for me. 248s, 247s. Basically, just want to see it create this higher low again. Somewhere above these, 247s, 248s. As long as you continue to make these higher lows and you're building off the daily 20, I want to trust this thing. Giving it time, giving it patience, allowing it to trade. Sort of looking like this to me, right there. See these lows right here? These lows right here? These lows? These highs right here? This would be the money hold right here. Yeah. That's it right there for me. If we can hold that and that daily 20, I really like this this higher low potential right here. See this on the 30-minute? Highs, 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 highs into lows. This has to hold today. Here and the daily 20. Let's see if it does. Let's see if it does. Or there's some news today that sort of screws this up, but we shall see. All right, Netflix. This is sort of interesting today. Netflix on a little comeback here. Does Netflix shake off some of this downside? 1145 Netflix. This wick low right here at 1173. If we hold over 1173 here, this could be pretty nice. I would keep an eye on this. 1173 Netflix. Let's see if Netflix finds a little bit of juice, a little bit of life. Microsoft finally found its life over 520, 521 yesterday. Finally. So now you're rejecting this high here at 531. What would you want to see? You'd love this, man. You'd love that little 521 pullback, right? Come back down to the breakout point. Give me one of these and then give me one of these. Try to long it down at that 521. That would be awesome. Microsoft is typically not a stock that's going to go straight up. So be careful hoping that this goes straight up. A pullback long is the thing you want to look for, I think. 521, 519 area, that would be really nice to see that pullback long. If it does go straight up and gets over 531, then you're going right here, 539. And then honestly, above that, you got some juice here. So let's see. Let's see. Let's keep an eye on Microsoft. This might be starting to light up a little bit. Could be something to pay attention to. Palantir. Very interested in this. Oh, please, Palantir, don't go already, man. This is really nice today on Palantir. Let me explain to you why. Palantir overshot itself to the downside into 172 demand. What did it do then? It reclaimed back above these major lows and the daily 20 at 177. If Palantir can create this higher low here at 177 today, here's a low, here's a higher low. If Palantir can create this higher low today at these previous lows and at the daily 20 SMA, I have little doubt that this is going to squeeze higher to 184 again and possibly back to 190. This is 100% one of my top watches today. This is top 3 for sure. 100% watching Palantir off 177 in the daily 20 today. Big watch. Hood, perfect pullback, my friends. This is what you're waiting for. Yesterday, everyone's crying about Hood coming down. Guess what? It's exactly what you wanted, right? This is what you wanted to happen. Pull back to the previous highs. Now look to see if this creates a long, right? After everyone that's chasing gets smoked. That's how this plays, right? Does it every single time. Chasers at the highs get smoked, crying about the market manipulation, and then it pulls back to previous highs and creates the actual long opportunity, I would look to see if Hood holds this spot today. This could be very interesting. If it breaks that low, then you're coming back down to 138. Both spots are very interesting. Aquito, my new pal, my new buddy. What a beautiful chart, man. This is illegally clean. Look at this. That is just unbelievably clean, man. That is, you can't get much cleaner than that. You really can't. Perfect consolidation from level to level, level to level, level to level. It's a thing of beauty. And all you got to do is follow it. Follow it with a little bit of money on the line, right? You're just following the chart with a little bit of money on the line. Let the chart do what it's supposed to do and just tail it with a little bit of cash. That's it. So today, the best opportunity is a pullback to 131 in my opinion, right? Continue this structure where the nice structure would be, right? You can see we got a little bit of a gap down here in this structure, right? You have not retested these structure highs. So what's the right thing to look for in Aquo? One of these, right? And then long it off 131. That's the right move. So we'll see if we get that. Now, Aquito might just sort of go crazy. If it does, it's going to hold this 139, and it's just going to rip through new highs. That's possible as well. If that happens, then we're going to have to be a little bit of a chaser and look to see if it holds the 145 daily all-time high. But regardless, Aquito is a beautiful looking chart. Fig, someone brought this up this morning on the mentorship call. Yeah, I mean, possible. Ben, I think it was you. I'm not sure if it was Ben, but 64.55 gap fill. You could look for it. Probably not going to go looking for Circle today or for Fig, but Circle now is interesting. I will say this now is something that is starting to get more and more intriguing, my friends. Look at what Circle's doing, please. It's really clean. Circle's actually setting up really clean here. Circle had major previous highs here and major previous highs here. Kept this lower as very clear rejections 2 times. What is Circle doing above this level, guys? It is perfectly holding above it. It is perfectly holding above it. I would 100% be paying attention to this. Circle over 145, 146. It's pretty damn clean. I'd be watching. APP, good pullback yesterday. Finally gave you a pullback. Now, of course, the pullback is on an SEC probe, so I'm not sure whether that's a pullback you trust. But hey, if you want to say F the SEC and give me my key level hold, then hey, you know, previous high here on APP at 525, it held it pretty damn good. Held the daily 50 pretty damn good. If you just sort of shrug that off, you know, if this thing gets back over 619, it's probably going to go again. So 619 is the level to watch on APP to see if it can reclaim. UNH is pretty much perfect still on a little bit of a slow pullback. You can see right here, 4-hour chart, previous 4-hour high. That's about as perfect as it gets still. That's clean. Coinbase, perfect pullback opportunity right here. Back to our 369, possibly back down to our 352. You can see I have my alert set on both of those. Just waiting for that pullback long. BMNR starting to get a little spicy with probably the cleanest weekly chart out there right now, and that is Ethereum. This is ridiculously clean. Ethereum, I mean, if this doesn't break out, then shut down my live stream, man. I mean, this looks ridiculously clean. Look at this. Previous weekly highs, previous weekly highs, previous weekly highs. Break, bull flag, breaking out of the bull flag. That looks really nice. Ethereum, if Ethereum breaks 48.80, this looks like it could be ready to run, and Ethereum would drive BMNR higher, which is starting to wake up a little bit. This could be something to pay attention to. Tanya, shout out Tanya for his insane trade yesterday on this, and a lot of all of you that are in BMNR. Target for now, I'd say would be 70. This does look sort of heavy. Right, this will be heavy. Let me not say it looks heavy. It will be heavy. There's no doubt about it. 70 will be heavy, so be careful there. That's a major rejection spot right here, right here, right here. So that's definitely heavy. If you just want to wait for the questions to clear out, man, if you just wait for a break and hold over 70, this thing is going to be just sort of mindless. I would say it's mindless over 70. So if you want to get a little early to it, you know, maybe a little hold over this previous 4-hour high here, right here, 64.25. Now, I'm not saying it has to break out today, NVIDIA. It could break out anytime in the future. I have time on my side. 64.25, if you hold above that 4-hour high, you probably start to navigate towards 70. So 64.25 is sort of right here, right now. Interesting. Only thing I'd watch on Meta today, for those that are interested in the Meta comeback trade, the only thing I would look for today, what Meta needs to do and establish itself, it needs to hold above the daily 100 SMA. That's it. It's got to hold over the daily 100. It needs to reclaim that for me. Dell's gone. What's Dell been up to, man? I haven't looked at Dell. Holy shit. I haven't looked at Dell in a long time. That's a beautiful Whoa. Look at that. That's pretty damn clean. Okay. Yeah, Dell's been nice, huh? Haven't really traded this in a long time. We were trading this at one point. I remember. Wow. 161. What's these highs over here? Daily high here. Some daily highs here. 150s. Yeah. Yeah, if that holds over that 150 zone, pretty nice. I'm not going to be trading Dell today, though. All right, that's it. SMCI's ripping. Oh, shit. What's the NASDAQ doing? Yeah, looking pretty damn good off that Friday high day. ES heading towards that 6,800. Top watches today, Palantir off 177. That's definitely one. Tesla off that 450, 445. That's definitely one. Keeping very close eyes on this Amazon setup. Keeping close eyes on that Google setup. ARM is, yeah, ARM's not bad. Oh, yeah. ARM off that. Look at that ARM off 156. See that? Pretty nice. Pretty nice. TSM, definitely something to be watching. This thing is just insane. Love it. Keeping eyes on TSM. And that Netflix come back a little bit. Of course, Aclito. Everything we talked about, I'll have sort of, you know, keep some eyes on. All right. Where's Liam? Liam! Come here, buddy. Come on. All right. Everyone say goodbye to Liam. Bye. Say goodbye, Liam. Till next time. Till next time. Press the like button. Tell him to press the like button. All right, guys. Go back to bed, Liam. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.